going to be launching a tasty pastry. It's a low-carb Pop-Tart. It's got 3 to 4 grams of net carbs, and we love this show. This is our best place to be in LA.
Welcome back to Legendary Foods Muscle in the Morning. I'm Dave Palumbo, and today is Monday, July 25th, 2022. And let's find out what's going on in the world of bodybuilding and fitness. To a certain extent, I think deep down everyone loves a good comeback story. People love to root for someone who's down, had to battle their way back, and eventually managed to overcome it all and rise to the top again. And right now, at least in our little corner of the world, no one embodies the spirit of the comeback more than Antoine Vaillant. Despite the fact that he was down and out for the better part of the last few seasons, dealing with all sorts of injuries and personal stuff, he showed up at the Vancouver Pro 2 weeks ago with the best look of his career, and he gave Ian Valliere a run for his money. Antoine has always been one of the most charismatic athletes in all of bodybuilding. And when he's been able to stay healthy, he's shown that he has the ability to hang with almost anyone on any given night. So if he can keep his train moving in the right direction and continue to pick up steam, he's got a good chance to secure himself a place back on the Olympia stage before the end of the season, which would be fantastic to close out this chapter of his story. Since it's International Chest Day, it wouldn't be right if we didn't give you a little bit of Monday morning motivation to get you through your workout. And today's clip comes to you the courtesy of none other than our longtime friend of the show, Stan Longeaux. According to our sources, Stan is 11 weeks out from his first show of the season, and he's targeting the Legion Sports Fest as the potential landing spot for his season debut, where he'll be looking to improve on his impressive 7th place finish that he had there last year. The people who've seen Stan out there in Vegas say that he's already bigger and leaner than he was at the same point in his prep for the Legions last year, and that the improvements he's made from the back will be a telltale sign of the type of work that he put in during the off-season. Shows as big as the Legions always find a way of attracting top-level talent, so he's definitely going to have his work cut out for him if he's going to make a push for a top 3 there. But as we've seen so many times in the past, when he's on his game, he's more than capable of holding his own. And if a few things break in his favor, he could surprise some people by the time it's all said and done. At this point, the Tampa Pro is a little more than 2 weeks away, and it looks like the 212 lineup might be shaping up to be pretty strong there. But here's a little bit of forewarning to any of the 212ers planning to make their way to South Florida in 2 weeks. You better bring your game because Kerrith Bajjo looks like he's about to drop the hammer. Kerrith released his video over the weekend of himself working through a few of the mandatories, and based on what we're seeing here, he's more than ready to come back and defend his title. If you go back and look at his pattern over the last 2 or 3 seasons, this is usually the time of the year when we start to see him pick up steam. So it makes sense that he's ready to hit the ground running here. His win in Tampa last year really seemed to put him on the map in terms of how people recognize his talent and how much talent he has. So if we get an improved version of what we saw last year, he might be walking out there with a big check and a big trophy for this 2nd year in a row. You know the old expression about not judging a book by its cover? If you really think about it, that's one of the few euphemisms that we don't apply to bodybuilding, because all we do is judge books by their cover. That's what our whole thing is about. And if you're seeing this video of Samson Dauda sporting abs at 321 pounds right now and trying to judge his progress, don't you think you can come to a pretty clear conclusion without having to dive too much deeper? According to Samson, he's made some adjustments to his training style recently that have made a huge difference with the way he's been able to bring up some of his weaknesses, which there weren't that many of to begin with. There was a lot of people out there who view Samson as someone who could be a challenge for a top 6 spot at the Olympia this year. And now you can see why. He's got the sort of size, shape, and flow to his physique that can make him a nightmare to deal with when his conditioning is right. And if he can bring the best to Las Vegas, he's going to give the judges something serious to think about. And that does it for yet another edition of Muscle in the Morning. I'm Dave Palumbo, reminding you to always be true to your passions, and make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.